Good evening, greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP, greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us to the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I'm your host for the evening. My name is Badhun Das. I'm from Bangladesh, dear Knowledge Seeker. I'm proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and ISRF International Education and Training Institute. In last 3 years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organizations. Institute of Global Professional is an education institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable. We serve student community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate professional generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student job seeker, job holder, and also for learner, the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, our quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like create own portfolio website, design builder, cover letter, motivational letter, and ball models platform for gathering general knowledge which can update all day. Kids learning game website, free course, convert sites, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program website and offline online courses for local learner by professional trainer, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kind of youth and promote the education of their abilities and personal experience. Knowledge is crucial for the professional. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and we serve them with research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learner represent more diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective discovery service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind you share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 2010 webinars successfully. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, we already completed 2010 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change in our website, www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account logged in, you cannot enjoy our service. So create an account for once with profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy our feature. With mismatched data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace slide. You have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified certificate. Now it's easier and time limited because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. For that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate. Otherwise, not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you're an IGP speaker, you can download certificate is speakership certificate. If you're a host of IGP, you can download certificate of gratitude. If you're an online life quiz competition winner, you can download certificate of participation. If you're selected for lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Said this, if you participate in any award function which organizes combined support with IGP, you can download that also. You can actually prepare and download any types of business certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of global professional membership, certificate of global Certificate of active knowledge, certificate of social activities in the pandemic, certificate of achievement IGP knowledge game in 2020, 2021, 2022, certificate of participation webinar series 1, authentic assessment teaching learning certificate of participation 2, teaching the foreign language and assessment certificate participation webinar series 3, digital classroom engagement 2, certificate of participation webinar series 4, officer leadership and managerial skills certificate of participation webinar series 5, new training education certificate of participation webinar series 6, training and innovation in mathematics education certificate of participation webinar series 7, research comprehension approach certificate of participation webinar series 8, art in teaching a special program in the art certificate of participation webinar series 9, 21st century to teaching mathematics certificate of IGP corporate ambassador, certificate of IGP campus ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1,000 plus international level quiz with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for this. Gamification tools for teacher. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our prepared student services website for free and many more. Dear IGP well-wisher, we promised previously, but lack of technical problem will late sending on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous condition. We solved all issues from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything, and check your delivery for all your details. Is a product request to check our button and pages on our website. You like and say will benefit. Thank you, but note that without an account of logged in, you cannot enjoy our service. At present, we are going to start our 2011 webinar, whose name is Transitional Changes in Education. And today our speaker ma'am name is Juvi May A. Pandon. She is from Philippines. Before I hand over the stage to our speaker ma'am, I'll share a very little bit about her. Teacher 2, Pililia National High School, MA, Roxas T. Bagaumawayan, Pililia, Rizal, Philippines. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Ayan na, Daddy, oh. Recorded na pala eh. Ay.
Hello, ma'am.
Nagsalita ako. Hello,
Hello, ma'am.
ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, the stage is yours. You can start your presentation now.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. So I'm here to present to you my topic on transitional challenges in education. Let me share my screen first. Okay, for the topic, Bridging the Gap, Transitional Challenges in Education. So I am your resource speaker for tonight, Juby May A. Pendon from Pililia National High School from the Philippines. And of course, as the ever-changing world, and we get to experience these changes around us. So I am here to present to you some of the details or somewhat helpful ideas for us to be able to adapt in these transitional challenges, not only in education, but also in our lives. It is very important for us to recognize these transitional challenges. And of course, the first step towards it is to overcome them and achieve success in learning. We have to be aware of these changes around us that, as they say, the only inevitable thing in this world is change, that we cannot stop it, that it will always happen to us. We will always experience it. But what are we going to do with these changes? What are we going to do with these challenges around us? We have to have this idea of adapt, we need to be flexible, and we need to be positive for us to be aware of what is these changes around us and to recognize these changes is the first step towards overcoming them. And of course, most importantly, for us to look into achieving this success in learning. What is transitional education? So, transitional education is the process of adjusting to new academic demands and environments. It requires resilience, flexibility, and support. It is very important for us, not only as educators, but as an individual, to be able to process in adjusting to these new academic demands. That we should not only resort into this only approach or into this only method of teaching. We need to have this resilience, that flexibility, and we also have to have this support from other people for us to be able to support another. Transitional education is the process of adjusting to new academic demands. In this, again, ever changing world, it is very important for us to have these innovations. It is very important for us to be aware of what are the way forward or the things that we can do for us to help other people. Key challenges in transitional education. If we have these transitional changes, we also have this transitional education or challenges in transitional education. Transitioning from one learning phase to another can really be daunting. Just like what we have experienced from having this face to face class, going to this remote uh, education or this face online classes. It is very daunting for at first we are not aware of what are we going to do if we get to transfer from this mode of learning to another or mode of teaching into the other. Common challenges include lack of support, unclear expectations, and of course, inadequate preparation. Since change is inevitable, since we don't know when it's going to happen, especially during what had happened in the pandemic. We are not aware that it is coming. We are not aware that it will really have that big impact on us. Lack of support is somewhat one of this very high challenge in us. If we don't have the support from the people around us, our colleagues, of course, our head, school head, our family, without their support, it is very hard for us to adapt into these changes. Unclear expectations. What are we gonna do later? What's gonna happen next? It is unclear of what we are gonna face later on or what we're gonna face in the future. And of course, inadequate preparation. With lack of preparation, it is very hard for us to adapt into these changes. So once the change is there, we must have to have this way forward. What are the things that we need to do? What will help us in order for us to prepare in these new changes? We will not just dwell into this idea of something just changed. We don't know what we're gonna do for after this change. It's not that. We're not gonna dwell on that. We need to dwell on what are the things that we will do next for us to, of course, have this effective approach into these changes. To go on with our lives, and aside from go on with our lives, how to effectively help the people, especially our learners, with these changes. Of course, the pandemic has forced organizations to adapt to remote work. Not only us educators with our students, but also the ones in different working areas, in offices, in different jobs. They were able to transfer from this face to face to this remote work, and it is somewhat very sad, and it is very depressing to see that there are so many companies closed because of these changes. And what are you going to do to adapt to this remote work? You need to really find ways. You really need to think of another way how you're going to survive. It is very important. So the word is to adapt. We need to adapt into these changes because if not, we will just wait for another day thinking or worrying of what's going to happen later or in the future. So again, we need to adapt and we need to think of ways on or way forward on what we're going to do later for us to survive and to help ourselves. The shift to virtual communication has become necessary. Before, it is easy to communicate with one another, but actually later on, we get to realize that it is much more easier to communicate nowadays with the use of this virtual communication. So, with our learners or with other people, it is easier for us to reach them or to communicate with them, not only by face to face, but also by communicating with them with the use of Facebook, other other online applications that we can get to reach them or to contact them. Twitter, Instagram. There are so many ways. Uh, like what we are using in our virtual communication. We also have so many platforms for us to reach our students and other people. Educators must adapt their teaching style to meet the needs of the changing workplace. Just like what I have mentioned a while ago, it is very important for us educators to be flexible. And again, over and over again, we need to keep in mind the word adapt. We need to adapt with these changes. Most especially as educators, we need to adapt our teaching styles. We will not just dwell into these teaching style that we already have. In this ever-changing world, we need to adapt on what are the other approaches that we can do. What are the other teaching styles that we can use for us to be able to reach our learners, for us to be able to get the attention of our students. We will not just always use the same approach over and over again. We need to really look into our students. We need to really observe them on what are the effective ways to really reach them, for them to really listen to us, for them to have this connection, for us to really get this mastery of whatever we are teaching them. So, being attached, or communication is the key. And of course, the best way to really teach them is to, of course, adapt to these changes and really identify the best teaching style that we can use for these new sets of students. Transitional mentoring is the bridge between pandemic and the face to face. It involves managing change and uncertainty with empathy and vision. It is very important for us educators to have this transitional mentoring, for it bridges changes. It bridges not only from pandemic to face, but also the way we communicate with our learners. It involves managing change and uncertainty with the words empathy and vision. We must always have this empathy in our hearts, and we must always have that vision into our heads on what are we really planning for the future. It is very important to have this end goal. What is our goal? Not only for ourselves, but most importantly, for our learners. What are we looking into? What are the things that we wanted to achieve in the future? So we need to really have, or we need to really set these goals and visions, or the target that we wanted to really reach or we really get. And of course, again, empathy is very important, because if you have that empathy, you will try your very best to really reach out for your learners, for you to give them the best approach that they really need. Transitioning from remote work to face brings challenges such as reestablishing trust, managing expectations, and maintaining flexibility. So, just like what they have said, from remote work to face, and now from face to remote and back to the other, it is really challenging to really gain again the trust of your students, because they tend to adjust over and over again. And with that reestablishing trust, you must have this firm attitude of really making them feel that they're always welcome, that you are being trusted, that they can trust you, especially as a teacher, or as an educator. Managing expectations. You, as an educator, you have expectations for your students. Of course, your expectation is for them to learn. And them, as an educator, they have this expectation that whether you are teaching them in remote or in face to face, that you are an effective educator, that they will learn from you, and you must set that as your goal or as your vision in order for you to become an effective educator. And of course, to always maintain flexibility. You need to be flexible. You need to have this idea of what are you going to do with this situation and what are you going to do with this situation. That, just like what they said, there's no such thing as one size fits all. There's no such thing as that. So you need to be flexible enough for you to be able to have this best approach in whatever situation, or whatever uh, situation, or whatever idea, or whatever whoever person you are actually dealing with. Effective communication is somewhat crucial in times of change. In order for you to have this good communication with another person, not only with your learners, not only with your colleagues, not only with your family members. You need to always be transparent. You need to be empathetic, and you need to have this clear. You need to be clear in your messaging to ease the transition process. So being transparent, being empathetic, and having this clear message is somewhat very important for you to ease this transition process. Though we are experiencing these transitional challenges in our lives, with this way of communicating, it is very easy for other people to have this ease in their hearts that it is easier to have this good communication. And of course, effective transitional mentoring involves actively listening to members, being compassionate, and adapting to their needs. So, again, empathy and flexibility go a long way. So, it is very important for us to not just deliver, not just to speak up, but also to listen. Listening is very important, especially nowadays. And not just to listen, but to show compassion with our students or with other people. And of course, to adapt to their needs. So it doesn't just start and stop in listening. It must continue, and it must always end with being compassionate, and to adapt to the needs of other people. So again, empathy, flexibility does go a long way. Prioritizing mental health is crucial in transforming back to back or back to face work. So nowadays, we get to hear many situations or many issues of mental health. And of course, mental health awareness nowadays is somewhat very rampant. So many people are being educated already of how we're going to approach and how we're going to deal with these mental health problems. And the first thing that we need to do for us to approach this kind of problem is to listen. To listen to people, to be compassionate again, and of course, to adapt to their needs. So it is very important for you to feel for the other person, not to always think of whatever you have in your mind, but to also have this compassion, listen to them, and to reach out for them. And now there are so many successful strategies for transitional education, such as we need to really help or teach our students to plan and organize their learning schedule, especially from this remote learning to face learning. With these kind of transitions in education or in learning, they tend to forget how to plan and organize their learning schedule. And as an educator and or as educators, it is very important for us to help our learners to have this idea or have this attitude of planning and organizing things, to always build relationships with instructors and peers. It is very important for us to have this good relationship, not only with our learners, but most importantly with our colleagues or with our instructors and with our peers. We need to also take advantage of available resources and support systems. We must be resourceful. We must think of the ways on how we're going to adapt with these changes. We need to always ask for help. It will not make you less of a person to ask for help with these support systems, such as people who will give you advice, who will help you in mentoring. It is very important for you to always have this idea or to always have this courage to ask for help or for this support system. Now, based from these transitional challenges, it is very important for us to not just dwell on the learnings that we have. In these transitional challenges, we must also look for some of these case studies or researches that will help us to be more knowledgeable in order for us to handle these transitional challenges. So, transitional challenges are common when adjusting to new learning environments. So, it is really evident that with these transitional challenges, it is very hard to adapt from these changes to the other. And so, case studies will actually help us identify and address these challenges effectively. So, it is very important for us to consult these case studies. They're not just there to stand on the library, they're not just there to be with other case studies. It's there for us to consult them, it's there for us to read them, to be more knowledgeable of whatever changes or challenges we are experiencing. Now, as educators, we're also considered as transitional leaders. And as transitional leaders, transitional leadership is the bridge. It is a bridge between pandemic and face-to-face era, and face-to-face era to the pandemic. It involves managing change and uncertainty with empathy and vision. So as transitional leadership, as transitional leaders, we are expected to have this empathy and vision. So it should always, and it must always be there to have this empathy again and with vision. Why is there a need for transitional leadership? So again, the pandemic has forced organizations to adapt to remote work. The shift to virtual communication has become necessary. So again, just like what I had mentioned a while ago, there are so many platforms that we are not aware of before the pandemic that now we are more aware of, that we can say that nowadays it is easier to communicate with other people with the use of these platforms in terms or virtual, in terms of communicating with others, in terms of virtual communication, and for us to really reach out not only our students but other people as well. Leaders must adapt their leadership style to meet the needs of the changing workplace, not just in terms of our workplace but also in this ever changing world. We are all considered as leaders. We are leaders of our own lives. So we need to adapt with this leadership style on how we're going to deal with whatever challenges, with whatever problems, or whatever changes we're actually experiencing. Now, what are the challenges in transitional leadership? So it was said that transitioning from remote work to face brings challenges such as, again, reestablishing trust, managing expectations, and of course, maintaining flexibility. So it is very important for us to have this personality, we have this attitude, or we have this attribute that they can approach us, they can trust us, and they know that we can be flexible in whatever challenges we are experiencing. Now, what are the strategies for leading the transition? So there are so many ways, or there are so many strategies for us to handle these changes, or how are we going to lead this transition instead of these transitions, these changes leading us. We need to be aware of how we're going to lead ourselves with these changes. Of course, we need to communicate frequently and transparently with your team. It's not just talking with each other. It is not just sharing thoughts and ideas with one another. It is also being able to be transparent with whatever you have in your mind, and of course, encourage them to be transparent as well. Because with transparency, we can get to reach your goals. We can get to really come up with the best solution in whatever problem you're actually experiencing. If not, solution problem, you can come up with the most effective way on how you're going to handle things. You need to set clear goals and expectations for the transition period. What are the goals that we need to really focus into? What are our targets? And you have these expectations. And what are that we need to do for us to achieve those goals? Not only for the transition period, but right after the transition period, will it still be effective? Are we gonna still use it? So it is important to really have these clear goals and expectations. You need to provide support and resources to help your team adjust to these changes. So, as a leader, it is very important for you to always give your support, to always be there, to always have this strength to support them and to give this morale that they can also do it. That it is not just the decision is not just coming from you, but they are also being heard. That their decision will also be taken into consideration. And with that, you will come up with the best strategy or with the best action towards any changes that you are facing. Now, the importance of clear communication. Effective communication is again crucial in times of change. So, again, you have to be transparent, you have to be empathetic, and clear in your messaging to ease the transition process. The importance of empathy and flexibility is that effective transitional leadership involves actively listening to members, being compassionate, and adapting to their needs. So, again and again, empathy and flexibility does go a long way. And the importance of prioritizing mental health. A while ago, I was able to mention already this mental health awareness. And to prioritize mental health is somewhat crucial in transitioning back to face work. Nowadays, it is somewhat very, it is really soothing to hear that there are so many people who's aware of these approaches of how to approach this mental health problems, what are we going to do if we get to experience people who are experiencing such problems. So we have to really have this idea or strength of listening to other people. And now, as a recommendation and as a conclusion from what I have shared with you on transitional challenges in education, we have to encourage open communication between not only with our learners or students, but also with our teachers, parents, and with all the people around us. And in terms of open communication, again, it is very important to be transparent. We need to provide support and resources to help students adjust to new learning environments. It will start from us. We have to encourage our learners that whether it is remote learning, whether it is face-to-face learning, you will always be there to support them and give them the learning that they need. That you will always be there to always give them the knowledge that they wanted to get from school. And of course, you need to offer mentorship and peer support programs to build a sense of community and belonging. So it is very important to share the knowledge that you have, not just to gather from others as your support system. And after you gather such informations from your support system, it is now your turn to offer mentorship, to help to help other leaders, to help your peers, and or support programs for you to all grow. And with that, thank you for joining me on this journey of exploring transitional challenges in learning and for giving your very best in guiding your learners during this transitional period. So let us all move forward together and bridge the gap together. Thank you very much, IGP, for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for a rich content presentation which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker once again. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, when it's time for our question and answer session, this is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. participant, dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Ma'am, I think after a wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. There's no questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, ma'am. Take care. Honorable ma'am, before I move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Here, IGP knowledge is time for the webinar certification, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Certification process. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next Switzerland test passing mark. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed to retake the course, download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I'm going to share the procedure again. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next Switzerland test passing mark 80% if passed. Back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed to retake the quiz, download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP knowledge is time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. We change a few processes for online quiz competition. Note that after live, no one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.eduigp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you cannot join live quiz competition anymore. Browse the live quiz button or give a link, find the session name and join with the logged website or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join. Enjoy an online live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top 10 as previously, which you can find on our official Facebook page and group instead of Global Professional. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. everyone, people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. First question is significant changes top needs to overcome in order to transition are option 1 or option 2. Option 2 is the right answer. 37% people are right here. Our second question is one of the changes of transportation and building education is that. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 63% people are right here. Our third question is significant changes Tom need to overcome in order to successfully transition are. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 95% people are right here. Our next question is what are the changes of transitional that are shown in the extract? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 40% people are right here. Our next question is there are changes in providing service such as education, water, energy, and dash dash and Rio. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Next question is most important changes in education. Option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 71% people are right here. Next question is most important challenge in education. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 95% people are right here. Eighth question is current challenge in modern education. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Second last question of the session is what are the challenges in the transition from conversational language to academic language? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 95% people are right here. Our last and final question of the session is what are the some changes faced in transition from functional to term based structure? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 73% people are right here. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz conference certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill, never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happiest to save, see you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, tied to a goal, not a people of things, Albert Einstein. Before I start, hit the unlock button. Again, want to thank all RGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.